G'day guys and girls, if you've clicked on this video, you're probably a really keen rugby player that's looking to get more dominant on the rugby field, and I'm telling you now, it starts in the gym. We need to do actual dedicated power exercises. So I've put together a power day that you can do at least once a week to try to get yourself moving quicker, being more purposeful with your actual gym exercises. And how we do this is the power day generally is around doing less weight but moving it really quickly for a small number of reps. By doing this, we're creating adaptation that's then going to transfer on to your actual game, and this program can be done once to twice a week. Generally, this gym power day is paired with a speed day where you're actually doing sprinting and acceleration drills out on the field, and I've got a video for that as well, so please check that one out. Alright guys, let's dive into exercise 1.
Our first exercise is generally always going to be the hardest and most demanding exercise in the routine. At least that's how I do my workouts. So to begin with, we're doing hang power cleans. Hang meaning you stand all the way up, come down to the knees, and then you catch in power, meaning that you're catching it above 90 degrees squat height. But generally you want to probably be catching more on that 45 degree position. This is a great exercise because it develops full body power. Just remember, all cleans are actually a jumping movement primarily. If you're unable to perform a power clean, what you can do is a hang power jump. So essentially you come to the hinge position, and as you bring the bar to your hips, you're going all the way up. You're even letting the bar come up towards you. However, you're not having to duck underneath it. This does take a little bit of skill. If you find that you're just not getting the hang of the cleans, no pun intended, still practice the technique, but we'll do some more sets on the squat jumps to work on this power whilst you're getting your technique down. This will take some time, guys, but it's definitely worth it. So up next, we've got a push press. You're allowed to dip at the start of the movement, but then your knees lock out and are not allowed to bend until you complete the movement at the top of the rep. Make sure that as the bar comes up past the chin, you're bringing your chin backwards, you're retracting your head and chin out of the way so you don't smash the bar up into your chin, and then as the bar travels past your forehead, you are then pushing your head back through and locking out the elbows. Make sure that you're not doing a push jerk, which is when you dip at the start of the movement, and then as you bring the bar to the top of the movement, you're allowed to dip underneath it again and catch it in a semi-squat position. That's exactly what we're not doing, so make sure that it's just the push press. If you're unable to do a push press, don't fear, we can just do a standing landmine push press. This is when you grab one end of the barbell, so the far end, and it's got some weights on it, and the other end of the barbell is fixated up against the wall or in the corner of a Smith machine or a rack, and then you can do a push press type movement with one arm at a time. The example is done by Marcus Philly on his YouTube page, so definitely check out that page, guys, for advice as well. Our third exercise is a squat jump. This is a great exercise to work on explosive lower body power. You don't need a barbell to do this. You can do it with a med ball, you can do it with sandbags, you can do it with dumbbells. I like the barbell myself personally. Our goal here is to sync 5 reps together, but don't fear if you don't think you've got the technique to do 5 jumps together, just do 2 or just do 1. That is okay, but we are trying to get that elastic recoil of multiple jumps synced together. A nice little test is to do the jumps and then just do one bodyweight jump afterwards, and you actually feel really springy compared to when you're under the bar, and you'll probably jump higher than you would if you hadn't have done the weighted jumps, just to give you an idea as to why this exercise is great. Now, don't make the mistake of thinking more weight is better with this movement. It's definitely not. I picked around about 30 to 40% of my body weight, which is 90 kilos, and so I've got 40 kilos on the bar. Make sure the weight is light enough that you can move quickly, guys. Moving on to our first superset, I put together a broad jump 3x3, so I'm trying to get horizontal distance. I'm allowing myself to do what is called a counter movement jump, so I'm allowing myself to squat down into the movement and then propel myself out of the hole. This means that I'm getting the energy storage from dipping into the movement and then exploding out. From this, I then go on to a vertical jump where I'm once again doing a counter movement jump. I'm stepping into the jump, which gives me the elastic recoil of my body weight coming down into my tendons, and then I use that energy plus the energy I produce from my muscles to then explode up. Obviously, no equipment required, great exercise for people that are in explosive sports like rugby. Up next, we're going for an explosive bench pull. We're trying to move this weight as quickly as possible, so the same principle of the squat jumps. It's only about 30% of my body weight that's on the bar here. I'm trying to move it as quickly as possible. For some people, you might find that you don't have this piece of equipment, in which case you can do this on an incline bench, or if you've got one of the high benches, that you can have a barbell underneath and pull in towards you. That is a great option as well. Often I'll pair this with a clap push-up for just a couple reps. It's a great way just to get some of that horizontal push power. However, you don't need it for this actual routine, but just thought I would mention it. Here we have a band rotation. I'm pairing this with the pull exercise from before. So this is 4B, just 6 reps, really trying to rip that band, be as powerful as possible. Make sure this is a trunk rotation and not an arm rotation. Both are moving, but make sure one is not moving by itself. This is a great exercise when we're trying to tackle someone, bring them to the ground. It's a great tackle focused exercise for this power day. Now the great thing about a power day is you feel like you're really on fire, the body's moving quickly, and so just for a little bit of fun I just added a 1RM chin up. See how heavy you can get for 1 rep with 3 attempts. This is not necessarily needed to be included in the power day, but I thought it was a lot of fun to add in, so give it a go, record your number, and then see how it is in 4 weeks time. Just a little bit of fun. But of course it has a purpose. A underhanded chin-up is a great way to work on the strength required in the wrestle and in tackling in rugby league and union. The final trunk or core exercise besides the banded rotations that we did are just some body rollouts on the barbell. If you struggle with this movement, don't fear. Make sure that you're set up underneath a rig where you can have some bands attached to your chest. So the bands are coming down from the rig, wrapping underneath your chest. This will help you as you roll on the way out, or just limit the amount of range of motion that you're doing on the way out. So you're just doing half and then coming back in. For people that are really good, try moving your knees back further, try rolling out further, and if you're really good and able, try and do it standing on your feet. I've only seen a few people do that, and they're not even rugby players, they're more of those calisthenic kind of guys. We're trying to do about 10 reps if we can. This is a great way to work on that anterior sling strength, and I think it's something that we want to be always able to do. We want to be able to control our trunk in contact, especially when tackling guys at high speeds. So making sure that we've got a nice strong core and lower body is really important as an athlete in contact sports like rugby and rugby league.
So guys, that's my rugby power day for guys and girls. Please check out some of my other rugby content and other injury prevention videos that I have. So consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in another video. My name is Alex, I'm from Axe Physio, and thank you for watching.
Okay guys, so here is the actual program. Make sure that you do the exercises in the right order. So 1A means the first block of exercises. A is the first exercise within that block, and because there's no 1B, that means 1A is by itself. So when we get to the 4A, 4B, that means that you do 4A and then straight away you superset it with 4B. Okay, you'll see there's a lot there. Make sure that you're resting 2 minutes between the first 3 blocks and then 90 seconds for the rest of the blocks between sets. Alright guys, enjoy the workout.